We have one more pick left?
Yeah. It's like,
Damn.
I feel like we've barely touched anything yet.
I know. We've barely scratched the surface.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Dillo Pillow. Welcome to the 9th song draft. Today, my guest and I will each be picking a team of 5 songs off Mac Miller's mixtape Faces. And you guys will get to vote on who picks the better team. The loser owes the winner a 1-gallon jar of maple syrup.
I'm taking the W. There's no way I have to.
I'd like to welcome my opponent for today, Ferda Tunes. Ferda, is this the best mixtape of all time?
It's written somewhere, but it's pretty factual in my eyes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you could debate it, but I mean, like, the Mac Miller stands, like, they get behind this one. Luckily, it got on streaming in 2021. Just an underground classic for years and years and years. Like, everybody knows it.
Yeah, undeniably a classic in my eyes. Especially, you know, Mac stands, of course, but a lot of people just ride for this tape so hard. It's just special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to see future song drafts, and check out all the videos I've done in the series. I've had some great guests. Of course, there's going to be future Mac Miller album drafts. I feel like each of his projects kind of deserves their own video, so let me know which one you guys want to see next. Any guests you have in mind in the comments. Ferda, you can get us started with the first pick.
Oh, first pick. That was a tough one now. But I'm going to start off with sort of the intro, but not really. Here We Go, track 2.
I'm still playing it out the same speakers. I did it all without a Drake feature.
There's something about the sample. It lifts me to heaven. His verses are just classic, iconic. Man, just timeless track in my eyes. Just actually perfect.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest like Mac Miller quotables is on that track. I did it all without a Drake feature. Like everybody
100%.
Always talks about that one, and that's an incredible line. I mean, he really did, and I feel like it's such an interesting song, like from the perspective of like he made it, but it doesn't necessarily like feel great to him all the time. Like in the second half of the track, he kind of goes into that a little bit more. So it definitely kind of sets the tone for what the album's going to go into and like some of his struggles. So that is a great pick. I definitely had that like second on my list. So
definitely a very like celebratory track too, in a weird like with the beat. It's just it's just so triumphant, and he talks his shit. It's just such a great track. Love it to death.
As we go through all these picks, like for the record, no correct picks. Like there's just so many different things that go through. So it's just an incredible piece overall.
Yeah, the top 5 for this tape has like 13 songs in it. Like you can't, you just can't.
All right, with my first pick, I don't know. This might be like a little sleeper pick, but I'm going with Polo Jeans.
No fucks when I go nuts, cause I smoked up, overdosed on the sofa, dead. Woke up from a coma, pulled up on a soda, smoke, went back to bed.
I love the beat. Love Earl. I feel like Mac and Earl are like one of the best like unofficial duos. Just like every time they come together, it's just like ridiculous. I love it. And I feel like Mac's flow is so like unorthodox on the track, but it's still perfect. And Earl's verse is insane. Presence is ridiculous. The hook is kind of simple and dark, but like it's perfect for the mood of the song, and like just kind of talking about how like rappers are humans. Like these are 2 artists who have really spoken on the depression that they feel in their music, and I think like it made so much sense for them to have a track about this together.
I love that one to death. That was like one track, man. I was in high school like rapping in the mirror to that song. Like I adore that track, and it's actually one I didn't think to pick, but as soon as you said it, I was like, damn, like there's so many that you gotta like add. But the hook on that track, with like you said, his flow just going all over the place, it's just so captivating. It's probably one of the most like immersive like rap songs I know. It just pulls you in, and both verses are just unreal. Great pick. My number 2. This man. Okay, I think I'm gonna pick maybe a bit of a sleeper cut too, but I'm gonna pick Funeral.
Doing drugs is just a war with boredom, but they sure to get me. My side bitch is sorta pretty, but she got enormous titties.
One that has always stuck with me so much, the very kind of low-key eeriness of the beat. It's such a late night track to me, but such an introspective and so nice to just bob your head to. That's one that's just always connected with me. I'm sure there are people out there who like really like feel it like that. It's a great track, period, but very emotional. One of those ones where like coming back to it after his death, it kind of hits a lot heavier, but it's still very you know, he has that kind of seriousness, but also kind of goofiness that comes through. Both sides, God, I could talk about it all day. Love this one to death. One of my favorite tracks to toss on in the car at night. Just fly away.
Yeah, definitely. It's at like the core of this album for sure. Like really, really hits the themes and stuff. And it's in that, you know, that run of tracks where it's just like, you know, really you're feeling all the things that he's going through. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I haven't necessarily like listened to this album at like the darkest times of my life, but I feel like people who have like connected with that darkness and really like taken, you know, connected with Mac in general, this is one of those tracks where it's like, yeah, like this is really a Mac Miller track, like
Definitely.
to the point. All right, I'm gonna go with a definite fan favorite for my second pick. I'm going with Diablo.
It's the rap Diablo, macho when I drop flows. Bar gets raised up, it's me and Petey Pablo.
Larry Fishman beat, you know, Mac on his own production. He's fire on that shit, and the sample is a crazy, and it's just he played to all of his strengths. The bars are like one of a kind. Like that's some Mac Miller writing, like to the core. Like nobody else is writing a song like that in my opinion, and people really fuck with that one. I always loved it.
Yeah, it's an absolute classic. Like, you know, I was gonna get to that one next. You took it, one of us had to take that, you know what I mean? But yeah, the sample flip on there, the jazz, oh, it's just god tier song, like so amazing, such a classic. So my third pick, ooh, I'm gonna switch it up on myself. I'm gonna actually pick Colors and Shapes. It was the single that they released as they were like re-releasing the tape on streaming, and it just caught me by surprise. I seen a whole new side of this song in the last year or so, and it's really, I think it's like one of his best songs, period, or at least at the time most impressive for just going so out there, going for such a spacey and dreamy atmosphere. And it's a pretty long song, and he really goes into kind of like territory that he went on further for like Swimming and even Circles and stuff like that, with just, again, that dreamy, very rich instrumentation, but it's so hypnotizing. Like, it's just such a spacey atmosphere. I couldn't get enough of this one. I had it on repeat leading up to like when the vinyl was dropping and it was coming out on streaming.
Beautifully Dark is like kind of how I describe that one. Like I don't know, that's one of those rare songs where it kind of is in the range of both, and it's just an amazing piece by him. Great contributions by Thundercat as well on there, and just really a one-of-a-kind track. And I think this one will forever like stand the test of time. I think this is one of those Mac songs where it's like nobody's gonna do something else like this, and it's just a great thing that it's out there for sure. I would say it's probably up in some of his best stuff, and like you said, like the connections to some of his future stuff, I think you see a lot of that on this project. I think that it's like really a centerpiece for what he did, because like, you know, you hear some stuff that led to Good I Am, and then you hear some stuff that really led to like Swimming and Circles.
Yeah, it really does feel like a centerpiece for like his whole discography almost, or like a compilation in some ways, because it is just, there's so many vibes and so many different areas of music, period, that he touches. It's really impressive.
My third pick, well, I'm gonna go with another Earl and Mac combo because I love them. I'm gonna go with New Faces V2.
Shut up and count my right nostril as it works in the week, plus the plug got work like he's serving for a sheep. Me, I'm swerving in the Jeep.
Yeah, man, like again, Earl's production is so dope. I just love Earl's production in general, and then when Mac's on it, it's even better. And Dash is like dope on this track too, like shout out to him. Everybody's writing was really, really good. Super good chemistry, everyone connected really well and hit the themes of this track. Like, unforgettable, classic. Like they just killed it. Like every fucking track on here, we've been saying this.
yeah, we just keep gassing it up, but I mean, it's real. Like that was like for sure my next pick, and man, you just snaked it. That track's another one, bro. I was rapping in the mirror in high school. Every verse on there, just crazy. The beat so unique, and Earl just crushes it with the production. Super versatile. Can't say enough good things about that one.
Definitely. I'm now realizing like all of the ones that I've picked are some real rap shit. Like I need to grab some of the different stuff off this album too, or but people are gonna be like, hey, your team's not diverse enough, you're not gonna win this one.
That's what I was trying to do, but there's also just some picks, like there's so many favorites across here, but there are some that just connect on just such a insanely high level that I just have to pick. And I think that's gonna lead me into my next one, which is Therapy.
When the times are gloomy, hit me up. I could make you feel like that perfect girl you wish you was.
Probably the most just fun or bouncy song in terms of like sound, and it was always just such a banger to me, so summery, so like I could just jump the fuck around, and it just always brings so much life and energy, and he just gets so much off on the bars, and the hook is just so infectious. He has a single he released before Swimming that was called Buttons, and it gives me that same vibe, just super carefree, just like, yo, fuck the world, we are like living for the moment type thing. Nothing more freeing than, you know, the sound that comes out of those songs in my eyes. So Therapy, definitely always been a favorite of mine, and it was one of the ones when I first heard this mixtape, I remember just being like, okay, what the fuck? Like, you go through like Angel Dust and Malibu, super dark shit, and then you get here and you're just like what the fuck is even going on? It's just so like impressive and all over the place, but just so serene and just amazing. Love that one.
This is definitely one where it's like kind of plays into the unpredictability sound wise of this album. You don't really know what's coming next. The first time, especially, you're listening through, you're like, wait, what just happened? Like, I thought it was getting dark, and then it's kind of brightened up again.
Yeah, man. It's really just all over the place. Like, it's a very, you know, druggy album in that sense. It's just super all over the place and like trippy as fuck.
All right, with my fourth pick, I'm gonna pick something a little bit different than the other ones I've picked so far. I'm gonna go with Wedding.
What she got up in her attic, can we mind fuck? Do I lie when I look inside her eyes? Hush, don't say a word.
Just an incredible track. I mean, I feel like the layers to this beat are like perfect. It's one of the most beautifully like put together tracks, although it's very, you know, dark and personal overall, and it just really, like, the slow pace of it really like draws you into Mac's world. And I feel like this is one of those songs where I'm not really in my own head when I'm listening to this one. Like, I feel like I'm taken out somewhere else, and that's super impressive. When anyone can pull that off, that's incredible.
Yeah, I feel the exact same. Like, you said it best. Like, it's just it feels like you're in his head and you're just feeling everything he's saying, and it's really, really raw. It's such a soft and dreamy and like luscious track, but lyrically it's pretty raw and very emotional. We have one more pick left?
Yeah. It's like,
damn.
I feel like we've barely touched anything yet.
I know. We barely scratched the surface. Yeah, okay, I got it. I'm gonna pick Rain.
I spit that prayer hand emoji, the shit that in Jacoby. The holiest of holy, Nick Nolte and some Oakleys, that's a flex though.
Oh, it's definitely on the shorter side, but something is just so perfectly tight about this song. Vince's verse is just insane. Mac's verse starts so funny. I spit that prayer hand emoji line. Right. Always killed me, man. Beat, Ninth Wonder, just effortlessly. Just a gorgeous beat. So infectious. This is one and it's so short too. I just find myself tossing it on so much and just, you know, spitting the verses along and just bobbing my head. It's always a track. I could listen to this song like every day of the week if I could, you know, just...
Yeah.
Their chemistry is so good. Vince and Mac, both really another underrated, like, unofficial duo. They always killed it together.
That's facts. This is just, it's some classic rap shit. You can definitely just turn it on and bump it. I mean, Ninth Wonder is everyone on it is a legend, really. Like, they all just are on another level, and just combining all that together, it's going to make an incredible track. Like, no denying it. That was going to be my next pick for sure. So,
got you on there.
With my final pick, I will go with Malibu.
Sarah Jordan on my flip-flops. And kill me now if I did it all for hip-hop.
Eerie track for sure, especially looking back on, you know, after what happened. It's tough, but I mean, it really focuses on how he knows he's struggling with addiction, but he just really can't do much about it. The way that transitions into that track after Angel Dust too is incredible. Like, just portraying like the overdose and then leading into that, it's like, wow. That is one of those tracks where it's like, yeah, this is kind of where he was at on Faces. Like, that was like the low. Like, that's kind of what he needed to talk about for sure.
Yeah, that's a flawless track, and I'm really glad you picked it, because I wanted to, but I just couldn't see myself fitting it into like the top 5. But man, that track is evil. Like, the production is just evil, and there's like always, I think in the second verse, maybe halfway through the second verse, there's like these choir vocals that come in, and it feels like you're in hell. Like, it's so fucking dark, and like you said, like, the bars are very, pretty hard to listen to, which even this might be like the one of the darkest moments on the album or the tape, like up there with like Grand Finale, with just like, it's like harrowing to listen to, like now, especially, knowing that he, unfortunately, didn't overcome his addiction. It's really tough to listen to, but it's that much more, like, I hate to say impressive, or just amazing to see just how self-aware he was, how much he like understood what kind of situation he was in, and the art that came out of that. And this song is just such a flawless display of, raw, dark emotions. That's a great pick.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller, for real. Like,
every day.
Just thank him for, putting out such amazing art. Like, we highlighted 10 songs on here. We could have highlighted them all. We should have really. Yeah. Like, they're all just incredible. I think this is, some people will say this is his best project. And I can see that for sure. He just did so many great things on this one, and really his discography overall is just on an insane level. So yeah, glad we got to talk about this one.
Yeah, I'm always down to talk about Mac Miller, man. Like, he's, if I had to pick like my number one favorite artist, period, that just, got that special place in my heart, it's Mac. And, rest in peace, for real. Like you said it best. It's just tragic, but he did leave us a incredible body of work that just, so many different vibes, so many different things to cover. We could do like 9 different song drafts off of like all of his albums, for real. Is that amazing. All right, so running it back, my picks were Here We Go, Funeral, Therapy, Colors and Shapes, and Rain, featuring Vince Staples. Flawless picks in my eyes, but,
And my picks were Polo Jeans, Diablo, New Faces V2, Wedding, and Malibu. Let us know which ones you guys would have picked. Of course, I'm sure everybody has a different top 5, to be honest, but I think that these are both really good. I don't know how the voting's going to go, but make sure you guys go vote. You can find that on the community tab of my channel. Thank you for coming on, Ferda. Make sure you guys check out his channel.
Appreciate it, man. No, I was hella excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Ever since you started the series, I was like, yo, this is sick. I love it to death. And just what a project to do this on. Like I said, best mixtape of all time, my favorite, mixtape, one of my favorite projects, period, ever. Was so happy to just geek over this music with you, man. It's always great talking to you, doing some shit. Loved it to death. Awesome stuff.
Make sure you guys drop a like on the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yes, sir.